All right, this will be the trade recap for Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Looking at the pre-market plan, price had really been rallying up pretty hard the past few days, pretty much all week. And the main level I was watching first was 6,400. I was watching for if we possibly dipped into this level and bounced for upside. I was also watching for a possible break and retest for downside. And then my main short play was like this is an okay short play, a break and retest below this, but the main level I was watching for shorts was this 6375 resistance because we had this demand zone right here. So I thought if we could really get that sell off going, sell off below this level and hold, we're gonna dump right there into the demand zone. So market opens, sells off really close to this 6,400 level and bounces. I get a little bit of FOMO here because so in my plan, I wasn't watching for the actual bounce here to take a trade. I was watching for bounce and then take the next move of it or for the break. But there was decent confirmation here that I almost got ready to take. I wanted to see, I saw some absorption down here on these two candles. I wanted to see another test, possibly on this candle, get absorbed one more time, and I would have been fine taking that, but didn't. We got that rally. I got a little bit of FOMO. But at this point, it's fine. I'm saying, all right, price is bouncing right where I wanted it to. So now I'm looking for a break and retest of the 6,414 pre-market resistance level. We start testing that, and I start to see some like aggressive buying into the highs failing. So it's a pretty bearish signal and a pretty like the fact that there's aggressive buying coming into here but not breaking is not good. Um, for a bull case scenario. So what I said is, okay, this is basically everything I just said. Buying off of 6,400, I was eyeing possible entry, but did not see enough to take it. It's easy to get FOMO here, but my plan was to see how it reacted first and then get in. In order to try the reversal, I would have needed to see more absorption. Just what I said. So then I said, as it get up to here, 6,414 and it's rejecting. I said, okay, this looks like it might reject and might form an intraday balance, but I can't be short up here just with this overall uptrend context. I just can't do it. But I said if it does reverse, I will possibly look to catch the low of day reversal. Because, so like I said, I wasn't super keen to taking reversals at this level at open, but then I almost wanted to. But then once we kind of make this balance, we bounce here, reject, reject, and come back down. I'm way more keen to taking bounces at this level now because we're forming an intraday balance. And how do you play an intraday balance? You reverse the extremes, especially on a failed break um, with the overall trend. And what that, like, we're in an overall uptrend, so a failed lower balance break where you're playing longs with going long with that overall uptrend is a very good setup. And that's exactly what I ended up taking. So we get very aggressive sell off. It does end up holding this level and rejecting. So now I'm at this point I'm really looking intraday balance. I'm looking for that reversal here. I'm still fine to watch a break and retest, but I'm first looking for a reversal at this point. If the market can give me confirmation. So aggressive sell off from the highs into the lows into 6,400 level. We break the level. Super aggressive volume breaks this level and is met with immediate aggressive buying. And to me, I saw this as a trapped seller with buying reaction. I was looking for that to reverse, have this guy stop out and push higher. That didn't happen. I got stopped out super quickly on this push below low of day, where pretty much the same thing happened. We get an aggressive sell off, but this time we have this thick bid right here, or heavy bid, excuse me, which gets filled, doesn't refill, doesn't rebid, but price isn't able to go much lower, and this level now holds. And that is exactly where I get back in. One more time. On this aggressive buying. And at this point, I'm saying I walked away after I entered for a minute because I was starting to get, if this lost really quick, I was very prone to kind of tilting or revenging into a third trade. And if that lost, I would have had to be done for the day. So I was really, really cautious about this trade. I was really preparing to lose on it. Just because, this is just a little inside, but emotions are going to be tested differently different days. You're going to have certain things that get triggered more other days. And today was really a day where, my pain tolerance, like I was not really prepared to lose two trades in a row. Like when I lost that first trade quick and then I got in this and it started pulling back a bit, I started getting super emotional. So I just walked away. I didn't want to control the trade. I let the trade play out, and just prepared myself to possibly take a loss and envisioned what I would do and how I would not force another trade. And that's good practice for if it does lose. And it didn't end up losing, which is awesome. So after my second entry, we retest this level and it holds. So at this point, I'm already in, but this is kind of a passive buyer now. This bid holding. And we get a nice push up, sell off, and then right here 9:55. We had news at 10, not 9:55, but we pretty much got like a news reaction here at 9:55. Shot up, right near my target. First target rejected, and eventually broke, made a new high. Got right back into that balance high and had a nice sell off. So looking at my exit execution, here's that first trade, super quick loss, 4.25 points, second entry. So 2R was at 6409.5. We got up to 6409 on that news candle and rejected really hard. You can see those buyers that just got left behind there, lots of buying into that level. And then again at 9:57, large buying gets rejected. So that is where I went ahead and scaled out just before 2R on one of my lots. Because at this point, this is a decent red flag. Lots of buying failing near these highs in a balance. So it took a lot for me to scale that before 2R, but I did, and I'm fine with how it played out. That it was just 1 point shy, and this easily could have reversed right here. So then this next scale did hit 2R, and then same type of thing. After 2R was hit with aggressive buying, I wasn't really seeing the follow through. I started seeing some selling come in, so I got out another lot. Same thing there. I'm out 2/3 now. This was hit at my second target area, and then my runner was hit at 1R. So overall, ended that trade at 1.81R. If my runner wouldn't have been hit at 1R, definitely would have been 2 on the trade. And there's other times when it's not going to get so choppy around 2R and it's just going to break through. So all in all, pretty good trade. I'm happy with how I managed it. I'm happy with how I prepared to lose this entry if it did lose. And yeah, so I do want to go over one more thing super quick. This is the break and retest of 6,400 that I was watching for. Nice break right there. Got about 5 points below the level, retested. And then since then, we've got a nice sell-off. Now, I'm not saying I would have entered here, but the plan's working out nicely. All right, that's going to be all for today. I am going to be traveling tomorrow, so I won't be on. And we'll be back Monday for next week, ready to kill it. All right, peace.